I'm never gonna trade this one in. Oh no. Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Today, I want to talk about returning games. That's right, I can't return games. You know, I can't do it anymore. I did once in my life. And I got the idea for this, for commenting on this, because I was at the GameStop today, and I saw people turning in their games, and I can hear the kid saying, "Oh, I really like this game, but," you know, he was with his parents, and "I really like this game, but I really want that other one, you know. I wish I could keep them both, but I can't," you know, and you know, you can tell that the parents, you know, they wanted to get them the game, but they couldn't, you know, buy full price, so they wanted a little bit of a discount. That's what they were talking about, you know. And I felt for them, you know, because when I look back, guys, at all the games that I've exchanged all those years ago. Now, let me preface this by saying I was in the same case of this family. I didn't want to exchange my games. I didn't want to let go of them. But it was the only way we would be able to play the newer games, right? Or the games that were coming up. You know, I didn't want to be buying my son games that were like 3 years old all the time. You know, sometimes he wanted something a little newer. You know, and just like today, I would buy him, you know, whatever came out, you know, a few months ago, but now, you know, you get the used price, and then I would take the old games and exchange them. You know, that's what would happen, for example, to like the original Splinter Cell. That's what happened to some, you know, my GameCube games, you know, and it was just, man, when you love gaming, guys, when you really, really love gaming, and you've done this in the past, and you think about it, man, it just, my heart just breaks, guys. It's like a pear, man. It's just like, oh man, you know, I think of all the games. I think of my original NES game. Man, that hurt, you know. I mean, that hurt with Super Mario 3, you know, and I didn't have that many games, you know, but Gradius, you know, I mean, oh man, I mean, it's just one after the other, you know, and it's not because they're worth so much money today, okay? It's not only that, right? I'm not gonna say it's not any of that. It's a little bit of that, of course, you know what I mean? But especially when it's games that I, you know, that I wouldn't, you know, want to play. For example, extra games that I had for like, I don't know, for the Saturn or something like that, you know? I mean, those, you know, I turned them back in, or Sega CD specifically, right? I traded in my Sega CD. There was games I had on there that I didn't really like that, you know, are worth a lot of money now, right? And that, okay, that's the money of it. But do I want my Sega CD back? Oh, you betcha, and it has nothing to do with the money, guys. It really doesn't have to do anything with the money. The Sega CD, for example, I remember getting the Mortal Kombat on Sega CD. Ooh, man, that was an event. Oh man, that was an event. Yeah, I mean, it was just like we were sitting there going like I had people coming over like, oh my gosh, this is the future. Boy, little did we know, right? But yeah, I mean, I have those memories, you know. I have those memories, and Star Fox. Oh my gosh. Oh, I mean, as I'm talking to you right now, letting go of that was so hard because we played that game so much. It was so entertaining. Just so entertaining, right? But we wanted the 64. We wanted the 64. You know, I mean, we wanted Mario. So one thing for the other, right? And don't even get me started on the 64 games. Oh man, you know, games that are probably not even worth that much. But I remember Star Wars Racer, you know, the racing game for Star Wars, man. I mean, we used to have fun with the kids with that one, you know. And it's a game that we had fun with, you know. We really did have fun with it. The system we had fun with, you know, and how we get these emotional attachments to these pieces of plastic, as some people put them. It really has to do with the emotions that we go through at the time that we play them. Like I've always said before, a lot of them are positive. You know, when I remember the games that I played with my family when they were growing up, all those are positive, right? I mean, it's just having fun. It's coming home after work and relaxing with the kids. Those are positive memories. You know, when I was younger, it's a different kind of memory, right? I have a different appreciation for those games. Not so much because I had happy memories during that time. They brought me happiness in dark times. So they're special to me for different reasons, but whether it's from one era or the other, just the fact that you trade them in, it just, oh man, it just, even to this day, guys, even to this day, I get that same feeling, you know. And when I see all these videos of should I sell my collection and all this stuff, well, if you have to, you have to, you know what I'm saying? But if you just did it as a fad, or, you know, I mean, you just collect it for money or whatever, it's not going to mean the same. I don't think that anybody that's a real gamer, right, that appreciates the games that they have, not all of them, you know, when you amass a huge collection, when you have 1,000 games, there's no way you have, you know, emotional attachments to all of them. But I think that comes through hoarding, you know, and stuff like that. And that's when I take a look at myself. You know, I'm not a big fan of criticizing people just for the heck of criticizing. You know, if somebody's doing something wrong, then you do have to call them out on it, you know. If somebody makes a choice, then, you know, it's just a choice and they're free to make it, right, if it's not affecting anybody else, you know. For me, you know, I don't want to have the kind of collection that I just have a lot of stuff that doesn't mean anything to me, right? And the reason I want to make videos, on a lot of my games is because I want to say why this game is special to me, or why I wanted to play that game when it was coming out and I couldn't, right? Because a lot of the games that I have now, I've never played. I wanted to play them. You know, and I just didn't have the resources back then to have them, right? And now I get to do it in my spare time. You know what? And I enjoy it just as much, and that's the reason why I have these magazines, you know, the older magazines, so I can read and I can go, oh man, I remember when I saw this, and this is what I thought about the game, and this is what I heard from people. But the game is actually like this, you know, but the fact that I'm playing it, just, you know, it's just great. But yeah, you know, trading in games, I don't know, you know, with everything going digital, that's going to mean the same to everybody, but I'm sure that a lot of these little kids, you know, trading their Nintendo cards are going to feel the same way I do when they get to be my age. I don't know. Let's just reminisce, guys. If you love a game out there, maybe you don't need it. If they're only going to give you $10 for it or $5, keep it. Just keep it. You know, save a little more, wait a little longer. But if the game is special to you, don't trade it. Keep it. That's my advice anyway. Alright guys, that's the episode for today. Remember what I always tell you, never ever be afraid to be happy, and keep those games. And I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click the notification bell, and remember, never be afraid to be happy. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.